Hey everyone, Dream Envoy here, and we'll get back to more of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we defeated Twinrava at the Spirit Temple, and thus awakened Naboru as the Sage of Spirit. And thus, we have awakened every single Sage, and obtained every single medallion. Light Medallion, Force Medallion, Fire Medallion, Water Medallion, Spirit Medallion, Shadow Medallion. We are now ready to take on Ganondorf. That is, except Roro mentioned to us that we should visit the Temple of Time. Before we go into the Temple of Time, however, that reward for obtaining 100 gold Skulltulas is, he gives you 200 rupees, but if you leave the building and then go back in, he'll keep on giving you more rupees. So that 200 rupees is more like infinite rupees, which is good because the shops aren't really too far away, so you can go ahead and stock up on arrows, bombs, Deku Nuts. I highly recommend going into the secret shop where the old hag is and purchasing blue potions. These fully restore your health and your magic, and have a couple bottles right here for fairies. Or better yet, even if even if you leave 2 bottles that are completely empty, it's perfectly fine. Now I will mention going into the finale that recently I've been feeling kind of off. Don't worry, it's not COVID-19 or anything. I'm not experiencing the same symptoms, but I do feel my tonsils sort of swelling up and I'm mildly congested, so there's that. Despite that, I still want to go through with recording the finale, and if it sucks, it sucks. But I'm fairly confident that I'm able to go through this entire finale with plenty of commentary. Anyways, that's enough of my ramblings. Let's go right ahead and enter the Temple of Time.
I have been waiting for you, Link. Link, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. The resting place of the Sacred Triangle, the Sacred Realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle, is the balance that weighs the 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force and to govern all. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that is one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, then one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on their backs of their hands. 7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the sacred realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend became true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the other 2 Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Link. And the other, who holds the Triforce of Wisdom, is the 7th Sage, who is destined to be leader of them all. It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. On that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best bet. Best chance. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the sacred realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the door of time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the sacred realm. Your spirit remained in the sacred realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the sacred realm. Ganondorf had become the evil king, and the sacred realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah, and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. And now you are back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf the Evil King will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the sacred realm. I will then seal the door to the sacred realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf the Evil King will vanish from Hyrule. Link, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the Evil King's defenses. The power given to the Chosen Ones. The Sacred Arrow of Light. That rumbling, it can't be!
Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor! I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would be appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these two Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of this world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle.
I accept your challenge, Ganondorf. You heard what he said. Go right ahead and leave the Temple of Time and quickly make your way over to Ganon's castle. Find the Redeads along the way.
Link, can you hear me? It's Rauru, the Sage. We six will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by the 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda.
I love this rainbow bridge, but the 3DS version of this bridge is so much cooler. Anyways, let's go ahead and enter the final dungeon of the game. Ganon's Castle. Up ahead are 2 Beamos. How do we deal with them? By simply ignoring them and going right through the door. Anyways, that's the evil barrier. You try to enter it, and Link will take damage. The way to get through there is to go through and shut off all the barriers. Well, he calls them the 6 barriers, but it's really just one barrier that is powered by 6 lasers. I suggest, as you see, there's a giant obelisk over there that not even the silver gauntlets can complete. Because of that, a lot of people actually suggest going towards where the purple laser is, which I'm going to guess is somewhere on the other side. However, you can technically do this in any order that you want. It's just that you cannot get rid of the light barrier first. Well, you can't get rid of the light barrier before taking on the dark barrier, nor can you complete the fire barrier without completing the dark barrier. Because of that, a lot of people suggest taking on the dark barrier first, but you can still, so long as you, complete either so long as you complete the dark barrier before those 2, you can kinda do anything this dungeon in however order you want. I like to do it in the reverse order of how I completed the dungeons. Which means, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the spirit barrier. First things first. No. Go ahead and take care of the Beamos. And grab some bombs along with that. Now, as you can see, the whole goal of this room is to collect the silver rupees that adorn this room. Roll across there, grab the second one, and the rest are pretty easy. You see this one, it seems a little bit challenging, but this is something that you can do. Is to simply move the statue back. Actually, hold on. It's actually a little bit easier to do it this way. Because now that Blight Trap will go all the way over to the other side. I suggest the same for this one, or try rolling it back. Hold on. Come on, where's that grab icon? Come on, I saw it there. There we go, I had to be moving up against it. You would think I would already know this, considering I am playing this game, and here we are at the very end of the game. You would think I would learn the rules by now. Anyways, go through there. That's pretty unfair damage right there. Anyways, got some fire slugs here. Fill up on some magic. And by the way, that switch over there is gonna be on this side in the 3DS version, but because we're playing the N64 version, we have to strike it like that. It makes that chest appear, which is going to contain bomb chews. And that right there is of course gonna be a hint that this is gonna be a bomb chew puzzle. Now up there is actually a hole, and you see a switch right over there. You want to hold Z target, back up a little bit, and pull out your bomb chews. Gonna hope that they go to the other side and hit that switch, and nice, got them on my first try. Now over here, you see a whole bunch of suns, but you don't see any light. The light is actually behind those cobwebs. You actually don't need the fire arrows in order to get this. If you can angle it just right, apparently you can shoot an arrow through those flames and hit the ceiling at a specific spot. But I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna go ahead, pull out my fire arrows, and take care of this. There we go. Now there are a whole bunch of suns. Every single sun in here is going to summon a wall master. Except for one, which will open the door. That sun is one to the left of the door that you entered. Or rather the right if you look at the perspectives a certain way. Now you want to make sure to get your light arrows ready. And I might as well switch back to the bombs. If you feel like you're low on magic, probably because you just used your fire arrows, there should be magic in these pots. I think one of them also contains either, well, a random item like hearts or deck nuts or whatever. Anyways, you see that generator over there? Go ahead and fire a light arrow into it.
The spirit barrier is misspelled. Hurry up, kid!
And I like how the arrow is still stuck to the wall that entire time. Anyways, Naburo will send you right back to the entrance of that room. And the barrier goes out. Awesome. Alright, next part. We have to go all the way to the other side of the dungeon because that's where the shadow barrier is gonna be, and that's the barrier that I want to take on second. Also gonna go ahead and switch right back to my regular arrows because the light arrows take up quite a big chunk of magic, as you see in my bar there. Now this is the room that a lot of people recommend doing first. If you pull out our lens of truth, you can see that there's invisible platforms. Actually, no, you can't see any invisible platforms. We're not at that part yet. But Navi is turning green there, so go ahead, pull out our Ocarina, and play the Song of Time. That will cause some blocks to appear, which you actually don't need because you can actually just pull out your hook shot and fire over here. for some regular old rupees. Now you see over there, there is actually a torch. And there's multiple ways you can go across this room. If you hit that torch with some fire, which I'll go ahead and demonstrate just for you guys. Ignore that bubble. And miss completely. Some blocks will appear. Blocks that aren't actually that necessary because you can also use your hook shot. You can use those blocks to go across, but actually you can even hook shot this like if it gets close enough to the edge. Come on, like. I actually want to get close to you. And it'll stun the like. Turn around and go ahead and attack this stupid thing. There we go. Thank you. And let's see. I think this is when you can go ahead and pull out your lens of truth, right? Yep. See a whole bunch of invisible platforms that we can't even reach. So what do? Go ahead and use the appropriate dungeon item that we used in the Shadow Temple, the hover boots. Go ahead and roll. And just barely make it across. Alright, I actually want to take the hover boots off and get my traction back. Now, it's actually important to get to that edge over there if you possibly can. I'll actually go ahead and put my hover boots back on because I really want to go there. Now we'll cause a chest to appear. And we'll just go back and hook shot onto that chest. Because right here is actually the dungeon item. Yes! The final dungeon of the game does have a dungeon item aside from the light arrows. Let's go ahead and open it up. The Golden Gauntlets. Yeah, I actually think that this is kind of lame how we just get an upgrade of a item we literally just got in the previous dungeon. But it is required to complete the fire dungeon portion of this area, as well as enter the light temple portion of the dungeon. While I'm making my way over to the other switch over there, and I should put my hover boots on, or is there something that I can... No, I legitimately... There was another path there. Never mind. But while I'm making my way over there, I just want to mention, in earlier plans for this game, like when this game was back in the planning stages, they actually considered putting the entire game inside Ganon's castle. The reason why is because Miyamoto wasn't exactly sure if a 3D Zelda game, if a Zelda game would really work in 3D, if a game cartridge, and with the modern technology, he would be able to make a fully immersive 3D Zelda game. So what he did was that he actually considered, hey, if we had to cut things out, we'll cut things out, even if it means that we'll have to put the entire game entirely in Ganon's castle. I'm so glad that's not the case, because I think it's kind of lame to have Ganon Castle as a hub world, and I think... And while Hyrule Field is very open and empty, I do think that it is much better than having this area, well, the main hub of the dungeon. You'll find even more beta content as we reference to beta and planning concepts as we continue into the dungeon and break open the pot like sheesh. Alright, arrows, that's good. And a ton of magic. Awesome. Once again, pull out our light arrows and fire them off.
The shadow barrier is dispelled. Please save the princess.
And there goes the shadow barrier. Alright, sorry about that cut there. Had to quickly run off and do something. Anyways, next up is the water barrier. Which, by the way, you look up here and you'll notice that the symbol for the water temple is actually a snowflake. And the reason why is, well, I'll show you. It's not the water temple, it actually more closely resembles the ice cavern. And you guys, I hate you. Anyways, go ahead and defeat them. The reason why it resembles the ice temple is once again a reference to early concepts. See, the water temple was actually originally going to be an ice temple. And elements of the ice type temple was actually repurposed into being the ice cavern. And of course afterward they ended up making the real water temple. This is a little bit of a reference to that. As you can see, it has very little to do with the water temple and actually does resemble more of a ice temple slash ice cavern. Anyways, go over here. Link's taking a ton of damage. And it looks like we're gonna have to sacrifice one of our fairies in order to get an empty bottle. Man, just all for 3 heart pieces. Alright. Or 3/4 of a heart. Because we're gonna need the blue fire in order to continue onward. Just go ahead, dump the blue fire on this red ice. Get some very weird lag. And you definitely want to grab some more blue fire. Now this room actually has a time limit. So let's solve this puzzle very fast. Thankfully, it's a pretty simple puzzle. You want to go ahead and first priority is to fill up that hole. Not get on top of the block, but to fill up that hole. This will allow Link to turn around and push this block over here. Cross where that gap was. Not climb, you idiot. Down. Not climb. Link! Stand still, grab, push. Thank you. Destroy you, because you're in the way. Ooh, another fairy. Too bad, you're gonna despawn before, by the time I destroy this, red ice over here. Not that it matters, because there is a spot very close by that you can get more fairies. Yay, more minor slowdown. Anyways, another rusty switch. Pull out our hammer. Now you can either kill yourself on purpose in order to reset that timer. However, that is completely unnecessary. Just go ahead and jump up in here. And I need the light arrows as well. Rupee and magic, right? Yep. Anyways, when you're ready, pull out your light arrows and summon Ruto.
The water barrier is dispelled! Hurry up!
Alrighty, we are already halfway done with the temple. Just fire, forest, and light. Let's go ahead and make our way over to fire. Now fire is a little bit interesting because this is the one where I told you that we needed the oh no, I forgot this is under a time limit. Now that middle platform is going to sink into the lava. The only way that you can prevent that is by using the hover boots. If you have the hover boots on at all times, the middle platform will not sink. It's really cool. Come on, Link, get up, get up. Just keep running around, get that rupee. The damage is worth it. Alright, go to the other side. Ignore the bubble. And you see that giant obelisk over there? If you have the golden gauntlets, hit A. That should make getting the last rupee fairly easy. Turn around. And turn around and go ahead, ride the obelisk that we just knocked down. And Link falls into the lava, but the door should still be open now that we have all the silver rupees. Just go ahead and ignore the bubbles. And hookshot our way across. Pretty easy room. Now let's go ahead and take off these annoying things. And always forget to bring out the light arrows. Alright. Replenish our hearts. Our magic if you ever need to, though we technically don't need to. It's good to grab it anyways. Pull out our light arrows. And summon Darunia.
The fire jump barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, brother.
Alright, 2/3 of the way done. Now let's go ahead and ignore light and go straight to forest, which, what's the closest way to forest? I want to say this way. Switch back to the regular arrows. Yep. Or no, that's water. Oh well, I got into forest anyways. Here's another thing. Remember how I mentioned that the water temple was originally going to be an ice temple? Well, the forest temple was originally going to be a wind temple. I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. Anyways, you've got a Wolfos. Go ahead. Try to attack me. And jump slash you. Now that chest, I do believe just contains something disappointing. I think it's really just blue rupees. Yep. And now this puzzle. You need fire arrows as well as Din's fire. By the way, since Din is the goddess of fire, I honestly, well, goddess of power, I honestly do wonder how she'd feel about, somebody as evil as Ganondorf using her powers and such. Like, I really do wonder what Din's opinion on Ganondorf would be, if she would even have one. I don't know, just food for thought, I guess. And now you get to see exactly why this is known as the Wind Temple. Anyways, Navi turns green there. But you don't even need to worry about that. That does give you an opportunity to, you know, play the Song of Time and such. But instead, just run here. And then put on our regular shoes. There is a Beamos there. So let's go ahead and take care of it. And there should be a place to hookshot around here. Well, there's a place to hookshot to get back to the entrance over there. So I guess there's that. Guess we'll just jump over to the sides, ignoring the fans above us. I guess what's funny is that a Wind Temple idea was eventually ended up being reused for the Shadow Temple. Even though that it was originally going to be used, you know, in the Lost Woods. I don't know, it's just ultimately very interesting. And let's see, how do I even get that rupee over there? I think I actually do need to play the Song of Time and reach that place. Anyways, let's wait till the fan stops blowing. And have to restart the entire realm. Oh well. Let's go ahead, play the Song of Time. I was gonna say, I hope I don't get another Pierre situation. And I'm probably gonna fail instantly, am I? No, I'm not. Well, I will if I keep blowing around like that. Alright, let's just continue onward. I'll meet you back when I get those rupees. And I just remembered, we should actually hit that switch over there. Yeah, because that's how we get the rupee over there. Alright. Go ahead, jump down. And go ahead and make our way across again. Wait for the wind to stop blowing and jump. There we go. Not a bad room, not a very difficult room at all. It's just that I kind of had a bit of a boo-boo there. Anyways, you know the drill. Light arrows, fire it off.
The forest barrier is dispelled! Hurry up, Link!
I suppose another way you can, another order you can do this dungeon is probably doing it in the order that you actually meet the sages, in which case it would be Saria, then Impa, then Darunia, then Darunia, then Ruto, then Raru, and then finally Naburu. I wish Naburu wasn't the last sage that we meet. By the way, speaking of these gold gauntlets, you can actually leave the dungeon and obtain a nice little treasure. However, I'm gonna save that for the very end of the video. Everyone who's played this game before know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is one last thing I'm gonna talk about. Have you noticed that ever feel that the game was kind of missing a light temple? I mean, there is a temple of light located in the sacred realm, but we never actually went through a temple of light. Well, that's because in the original concept idea, there was going to be a playable temple of light. In fact, I want to say that you would even be able to find the Triforce in there. But that was ended up scrapped. Completely. I want to say that, judging from this dungeon, because this part of Ganon's castle relies heavily on the Lens of Truth, I wonder if the Lens of Truth would have been like a key item. Anyways, invisible Skullsled there. And you may notice, there are some chests that has enemies, such as the keys, I mean. Those chests actually all contain treasures, so go ahead, get rid of those keys, and open up those chests. Also be this chest. More rupees. And by killing every single rupee in here, every single keys in this room, you get a chest. Yep. We get a small key. I mean, we're almost done with the dungeon, and only now have we started obtaining the small keys for this dungeon. This room is a joke. Want to know where the key is? Play Zelda's Lullaby. Why they had a pathetically easy puzzle in the final dungeon of all places just boggles my mind. I guess a place to play Zelda's Lullaby has to be in every dungeon. I guess it would be strange to have have people required to play Zelda's Lullaby in order to get through, you know, the villain's castle. You know, one who hates Princess Zelda. But then again, this is a remodel of the original Hyrule Castle. Anyways, we got a 1 minute time limit to collect all the silver rupees. Simply, the silver rupees are not hard to find at all. There's gonna be 2 here, and 2 in the outside area. Let's make a way in here. Careful we don't get hit by any of the boulders. Wow, that is a horrible angle, but I'll go for it. Thanks for even more damage. That's why it's kind of bad to get hit by the boulders, because as you can see, they ended up going in opposite directions. Oh crap, I remember this room, That's what I mean. Notice how there wasn't a barrier there? That's because there was a hidden wall master. Go ahead. Get rid of the ocarina, pull out the lens of truth, and you'll see that there is a fake door there. Go through it to find the real barrier. Man, I can't... It's a good thing that I remembered that room, how that room worked at the very last moment. Anyways, go ahead, light arrows, and get rid of the final barrier.
The light barrier is dispelled. Hurry!
And now we can enter the keep, also known as Ganon's Tower. However, before we do so, there is a little bit of a secret. See underneath this bridge over here? Go ahead, switch back to the regular arrows. As you can see, there was a little bit of a secret there. Go through. You eventually come to a room with a whole bunch of business scrubs. Go ahead and stun them. You also got a room full of fairies, so you can go ahead and refill this bottle. We're all set. I recommend having 2 bottled fairies and 2 blue potions. All these deco scrubs, they sell useless things. They'll sell arrows, they'll sell a red potion, a green potion, and bombs. That's all. But there is one other secret that I want to show off, which is not in Ganon's castle itself, but is actually on the outside. Honestly, that secret that I literally just showed off with all the business scrubs, for the longest time, I didn't even know that existed. In fact, I didn't even know it existed in my previous playthrough. But this secret over here is one that is a bit more well known. Yeah, try to shoot at me. You won't reach. You make your way over here, and remember, this was a fairy that gave us, Din's Fire? Well, this is actually the only great fairy in the game that gives Link something different as an adult than as a child. ready? Go on inside. Get ready to play Zelda's Lullaby. Here she comes! And here she is, our final great fairy.
Welcome, Link! I am the Great Fairy of Courage! I'm going to enhance your defensive power! Receive it now!
Your defensive power is enhanced.
Your defensive power has been enhanced. Damage inflicted by enemies will be reduced by half. When battle has made you weary, please come back and see me.
Yeah, I kind of wish that I had this earlier. Specifically, I wish this was available back before the Spirit Temple. That way I wouldn't have struggled so much against that battle with Nabaru. But anyways, I'm not gonna complain too much now, because we now have defensive power against Ganon. Or rather, Ganondorf. Same person. So, I'll go ahead, get right back inside Ganon's castle, and I'll meet you outside the keep. I think I'm gonna end it here. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're gonna take on the final battle. See you guys then.